Right now, we are on the absolute verge of conquering two final frontiers. One is that infinite, incredible expanse of space stretching out above our heads. But the other one, well, it's just as vast and honestly way more mysterious. It's the universe inside our own minds.
So, what could your innermost thoughts possibly have in common with outer space? I know, it sounds like a riddle, right? But the connection between them, it's actually one of the most critical challenges we are facing today. Because, you see, both are new frontiers we're exploring at lightning speed, and both are dangerously unregulated.
And these two domains really define our modern world. On one hand, you have inner space, your mind. That's the last true sanctuary of your freedom, of who you are. And on the other, you have outer space, which has become this invisible but absolutely essential infrastructure that our entire world runs on. The stakes, they really couldn't be any higher.
Okay, but before we get into all the risks, and trust me, there are risks, let's talk about the incredible promise here. Because these technologies, they're not just some sci-fi fantasy anymore. They are unlocking entirely new worlds of possibility for all of us.
Let's start with our inner world. Neurotechnology, the ability to connect machines directly to the human brain, is sparking a revolution in medicine. And I don't mean just a small improvement. This is a complete, fundamental shift in how we approach health.
And the amazing thing is, these aren't just dreams for the future. This is happening right now. We're seeing deep brain stimulation give people relief from crippling depression. We have brain-computer interfaces that are letting paralyzed individuals control robotic arms with their thoughts, or even communicate for the first time in years. It is truly life-changing stuff.
Now let's zoom out, way out, to our outer frontier. Just like neurotech is rewiring our bodies and minds, satellite technology has quietly become the central nervous system of modern civilization. It's this vast and visible infrastructure that we now depend on for, well, pretty much everything. I mean, just think about your day so far. Did you use GPS to get somewhere? Check the weather on your phone? Make a credit card payment? Yep, all powered by satellites. From global shipping fleets to national security, our whole world runs on signals beamed down from orbit. We have, in a very real sense, become a satellite-dependent species.
But here's the turn. With all of this incredible progress comes enormous peril. And in both of these domains, if we neglect the risks, we could set off a catastrophic, cascading chain of consequences.
In outer space, the biggest threat we're facing has a name. It's called Kessler's syndrome. It's basically a tipping point. The idea is that once we get enough junk, enough debris floating around up there, a single collision can start a chain reaction. That collision creates more debris, which causes more collisions, and on, until it's an unstoppable cascade.
And believe me, this isn't some distant, far-off threat. We're already tracking tens of thousands of large objects. But look at this. There are an estimated 170 million pieces of debris bigger than a millimeter. And when something is traveling at 17,000 miles an hour, even a tiny fleck of paint has enough energy to completely destroy a satellite.
So, the process is frighteningly simple. It starts with one collision, which creates a massive cloud of shrapnel. That shrapnel then rips through other satellites, creating even more debris. Before you know it, entire orbits become a lethal minefield, essentially locking humanity out of space, maybe for generations. Now that idea of a cascading failure in space has a chilling parallel right back here on Earth, in our inner space. Because what Kessler's syndrome threatens to do to our satellites, a breach of our mental privacy threatens to do to our personal autonomy. It's a different kind of cascade, one that could dismantle our very sense of self.
Just stop and think about what this really means. We're not talking about tracking your clicks online. Listen to this. We're talking about technology that could, one day, access the content of your consciousness, your involuntary thoughts, your hidden emotions, the subconscious stuff you aren't even aware of, the very last private place there is. This opens the door to a total loss of privacy. Your neural data, your literal thoughts, could be stolen, sold, and used to manipulate you in ways we can't even fathom. Governments and corporations could conduct surveillance on a level that makes today's privacy debates look quaint. This isn't just about data privacy. It's about the potential erosion of our free will itself.
It's a pretty stark picture, I know, but there is a path forward. The answer for both of these frontiers isn't to stop progress, it's to start managing it with some serious wisdom and foresight.
The key word here is proactive. Our laws and our ethics can't be an afterthought that we scramble to figure out years after the technology is already out there. The governance has to evolve right alongside the tech itself, in lockstep. And what's really fascinating is that the basic principles for governing both frontiers are almost identical. We need totally new legal frameworks. We need incredibly robust data protection. We absolutely need international cooperation. And we have to make sure these powerful tools are accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy. And above all, that everything we do prioritizes fundamental human rights.
And people are already working on some amazing specific solutions. For outer space, think about this. Researchers are developing long-term strategies to literally recycle space junk into fuel or even artificial soil for future missions. And for inner space, experts are pushing to classify neural data as its own unique category, needing specialized legal protections that go way beyond your standard privacy policy.
So, in the end, it all boils down to this one single profound question. The technologies to explore these new frontiers are here. They offer an incredible, almost unbelievable promise. But as we charge ahead, we have to figure out how we're going to do it without sacrificing the very things, our freedom, our privacy, our autonomy, that make us human in the first place.
Right